Have you ever wondered why you keep ending up in friendships or relationships with people who completely drain your energy? You probably think you're just unlucky. Or maybe you tell yourself you're just too nice. But psychology shows that your innocent, everyday behaviors might actually be subconscious signals. Signals that invite manipulative people to take control of your life. Today, we're decoding the hidden psychology behind your social dynamics to understand exactly why you attract the wrong crowd. Here are 7 innocent habits that invite toxic people into your life, backed by science. Habit number 1 is unconsciously acting out a docile and dependent role. In psychology, there is a fascinating concept called the interpersonal behavior circle, mapped out by Timothy Leary. Leary discovered that the way human beings react to each other is essentially a psychological reflex. When you constantly display submissive, shy, or overly dependent behavior, you naturally prompt or pull dominant, autocratic, and even aggressive behavior from the people around you. You might think that being compliant and easygoing is the best way to keep the peace, but you are actually training toxic people to control you. You're unknowingly sending a biological green light to aggressive personalities, letting them know that it is safe to walk all over you. Habit number 2 is falling into the just world trap. We all desperately want to believe that the world is a fair and orderly place, where good things happen to good people, and people get exactly what they deserve. But psychologist Melvin Lerner showed that this deeply ingrained just world hypothesis actually has a very dark side. When a toxic person treats you terribly, your brain tries to protect its belief in a fair world by assuming you must have done something to deserve that bad treatment. Instead of walking away from the manipulator, you end up blaming yourself and trying to fix your own behavior. Toxic people love this because you do all the emotional heavy lifting while they take zero responsibility. Habit number 3 is the need to constantly over-explain yourself. Every time you set a simple boundary and then immediately follow it up with a 5-minute explanation, your brain is operating out of a subconscious fear of rejection. You think you're just being polite and making sure they understand your side. But to a toxic person, over-explaining signals that your boundaries are weak, driven by guilt, and highly negotiable. You don't owe everyone a reason for your choices. Psychology shows that saying less actually builds more power and protects your mental focus, while over-explaining just gives manipulators the exact information they need to talk you out of your own boundaries. Habit number 4 is operating with extreme agreeableness. In the universally accepted 5-factor model of personality, agreeableness is defined by traits like extreme trust, altruism, modesty, and being highly tender-minded. Society constantly praises this as being the ultimate good person. But when your agreeableness is too high, you naturally give the people the benefit of the doubt, even when their actions are incredibly selfish. Toxic people operate like radar. They actively look for highly sympathetic, affectionate people because they know you will excuse their bad behavior instead of holding them accountable. Your kindness isn't a shield, it's a magnet for manipulation. Habit number 5 is avoiding uncomfortable confrontations at all costs. Confronting a manipulative friend or toxic partner requires a massive amount of mental and emotional energy. The human brain is naturally wired for cognitive miserliness, which means it has a biological drive to avoid mental effort and deep processing whenever it possibly can. Because you want to dodge the immediate anxiety of an argument, you naturally look for the easiest way out and just stay quiet. But by letting their toxic comments or shady actions slide to save mental energy today, you are subconsciously giving them permission to keep crossing your boundaries tomorrow. Habit number 6 is learned helplessness. If you've been trapped in a highly toxic environment before, maybe growing up or in a past relationship, your brain might have learned a very dangerous lesson early on. In the 1960s, psychologist Martin Seligman discovered that when people are repeatedly exposed to negative situations they feel they cannot control, they eventually just give up and passively accept the pain. You might be inviting toxic people into your life simply because your brain has been falsely conditioned to believe you are powerless to stop them. You tolerate the disrespect because your mind has forgotten how to escape. Habit number 7 is blinding yourself with the halo effect. This is a very common cognitive bias, where your overall impression of a person drastically alters how you judge all their other specific traits. Let's say you meet someone who's incredibly charming, good-looking, or successful. Because you admire that one positive thing about them, your brain automatically colors all your other judgments, subconsciously assuming they must also be kind, honest, and trustworthy. You invite toxicity into your life because your brain is literally blinding you to their major red flags, simply because they made a fantastic first impression. The incredible news is, you're not stuck. Toxic people don't magically appear in your life by accident. They look for specific psychological openings. By understanding your own mind and closing these behavioral gaps, you can shut them out forever. Which one of these 7 habits do you struggle with the most? Drop your number in the comments below. Let's see how many of us are dealing with the exact same social traps. If you learned something new today and want to keep uncovering the hidden psychology behind everyday human behavior, hit that subscribe button right now. Stay smart, protect your peace, and I'll catch you in the next one.